Hello? Is anybody there? Hi, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. My name is Courtney Ferguson, and I've worked with Gold Country Senior Services for 14 years. One of the best parts of my job is getting to know our senior clients personally. Hearing their life stories is always fascinating. Hearing about the falls they take is upsetting, especially when so many falls don't ever need to happen. Did you know that 80% of senior falls occur at night, often on the way to the bathroom? That's one of many eye-opening statistics I've learned from my friends at the Falls Prevention Coalition. And we don't want you to be a statistic. So let's look at several simple ways, easy things that you can do to help keep you safe. Besides being a source of light, flashlights, for most of us, bring back memories. How many of you read comic books when you were a kid? I loved them, especially Archie and Wonder Woman. What I really enjoyed were those ever-ready battery ads at the back. Remember them? They were so dramatic, with campers lost in the snow or sailors adrift in a life raft on a raging sea. The lesson was always the same. Flashlights helped save their lives. All these years later, that fact is still true. They can save your life. So why not have one on your nightstand? That's a good starting point. Make sure the batteries are ready for action, especially if we're having a power outage. But there are other easy steps you can take. For example, check your bedding. If you have a heavy bedspread, that can easily entrap your legs and your feet if you're trying to get up at night. So before you retire, why not fold the bedspread over a chair? That way it's nowhere near your feet should you have to get up. How many of you wear socks to bed when it's cold? Think about this. Socks, while they keep your feet warm, they can also be slippery. So why not have a pair of rubber-backed slippers, not far from your bed, that will give you better stability? Another good thing you can do is check all the obstacles between your bed and the bathroom. Open drawers or a closet door that's ajar would be so easy to walk into and fall. Make sure they're closed and your pathway is clear. Loose electrical cords and throw rugs can also be hazardous, especially if you're not fully awake. Remember, as our eyes age, they don't adjust so efficiently from dark to light, so be patient. In the bathroom, it's a good idea to have grab bars installed in your bathtub or shower and by your toilet. Not only do they help keep you stable, but they give you a good feeling of confidence that's so important, especially if you live alone. Think about your bath mats too. Do any of you have those light, fluffy, slippery ones? If so, get rid of them and instead replace them with the rubber-backed smooth mats that will stay in place and help keep you safe. Another hazard can be our much-loved pets. While they bring us wonderful companionship, if they're underfoot, they can be lethal, so make sure they're out of the way. A very dear friend of mine, June, was 2 days from celebrating her 90th birthday, and she took a terrible fall. highly intelligent, fiercely independent. She did not have her phone with her, so she couldn't call for help. We were to meet for lunch the next day. When she didn't show up, I was concerned and phoned her home. No answer, so I phoned her son, who immediately went over to his mother's house to find her on the bathroom floor. She had to be rushed to the hospital with a broken hip. Now, I'm sharing this story not to upset you or worry you, just the opposite. I want to encourage you to be your own best advocate and a smart risk assessor. If you have a medical alert device, wear it. If you rely on your cell phone, keep it with you. Also, stay in touch with friends and family. Let them know what your movements are going to be, what your day is looking like, and how you're feeling. If you're not feeling 100%, that enables them to stay in touch with you. Remember, maturity becomes less about our independence and more about our safety. That's a good mindset to own and a good guideline to follow. There are many more tips available to help keep you safe, and you can learn more about them when you visit the Falls Prevention Coalition website. Let me read you the address. This is challenging, so I'll say it slowly. www.supportsierranevada.org/Falls Prevention Coalition. Or you can phone them at 530-274-6739. I'll close with another little bit of nostalgia. Do you remember reading Nancy Drew mystery stories? She was my hero. A 20-something gutsy sleuth who solved many a crime in the shadows of an old attic or an abandoned cabin. She was never without her flashlight, and many a time it saved her life. Maybe all these years later, your flashlight might help save your life too. Let's do what it takes to stay smart and safe throughout our lives. You take good care of yourself, please, and thanks so much for joining us.